So let's talk savings. How much should I save is a very common question, followed by what should I do with the money that I have already saved? But before we discuss all of that, I'd like to talk about the benefits of saving. We all know we should do it, but do we know why? Saving money helps protect us and provide a stable financial future. It helps to protect you from incurring debt in the case of emergencies or large purchases. It also reduces stress, specifically financial stress, as you can feel secure knowing you have savings in the bank which you can use to take care of necessities. Imagine you find yourself suddenly without an income. How will you pay your rent or mortgage? How will you put food on your family's table? If you have adequate savings, you can pay your rent, you can buy groceries, and the more savings you have, the more protected you are. By saving, you can almost recession-proof yourself for a period of time. Therefore, having adequate savings can provide you with a greater sense of financial freedom, as you will not be living pay period to pay period worrying about what would happen if your income ceases or decreases. So, how much should you save each month or pay cycle? The rule of thumb is 20% of your income should be allocated to savings and investments. 20% is a good benchmark, but as always, this will vary for every person, as everyone's personal situation is different. Our incomes are different, our lifestyle and responsibilities are individual to us. My advice is to push yourself though. Save as much as your income as possible, while also living a life you enjoy without feeling overly restricted. Sounds great, right? But how would you do it? It's all about balance and knowledge. Be mindful of the benchmark of 20%, but don't let it rule you or cause unnecessary stress if you aren't in a situation to achieve that right now. Like all good habits, consistency and sustainability are key to being successful. So here are the steps I recommend you follow to create that consistent and sustainable habit and get you to 20% if that's what you need to do. And one that works for your personal situation, your goals and your ambitions. So step 1. Know and understand your monthly cost of living. The most important step is to get clarity on your costs and spending habits. You need to have clarity on what is currently happening with your finances. Because by being conscious and aware of your financial reality, you can make informed decisions and implement any needed changes. Only when you know your cost of living can you know how much of your income is available to save. And how does this help? Let me give you an example. Have you ever decided to transfer a set amount to your savings account every month and you're happy with the amount and it's separated and it's done? Then halfway through the month you find yourself needing to transfer it back as your current account is running low on funds or you're finding yourself having to use your credit card. And every month you're confused as you were sure you could live on the amount that was left in your bank account. It looked like enough and you don't understand why this cycle happens every month. It's down to a lack of clarity. Having a budget and a plan for your money will stop this cycle, as you will understand exactly what you're spending in each category, such as rent, mortgage, groceries. You can then make an informed decision on how much money you can realistically and consistently transfer to your savings account every single month without ever having to transfer it back. And if it's not what you would like it to be, maybe it's not 20%, then you have the information needed to figure out how you can increase the amount available for spending. Get ideas as to where you can cut costs. I've covered this exercise in a previous video, so if you've not already done, watch that video and learn how to get clarity on your monthly cost of living and spending habits before you make any decisions on savings. Step 2. Now you have your budget in place and you've decided on a realistic amount you will set aside for savings each month. As soon as you get paid, transfer it into a separate account. Now ideally this savings account is with a different bank to your main bank, and there are 2 main reasons for this. 1, it will help with the out of sight, out of mind approach, and 2, the harder it is to access the money in that account, the less tempted you are to use it. The best approach is to have your budgeted savings automatically transferred as soon as you get paid. The less human intervention, the better. Step 3. Setting savings goals. It's great to aim for 20%, but what will you do with this money? Assigning a purpose and knowing your why will help you stay motivated and improve your chances of achieving those savings goals. This is especially important during challenging times or when temptation to spend on unbudgeted items creeps in, and it absolutely will. Think of all those easy and delicious takeaways, the flash 24-hour sale you just read about in your emails, or the invitation to go on an expensive weekend away with friends. Reminding yourself of what you are trying to achieve and why you're doing it will help you decide on what you will do when temptation to spend outside your budget creeps in. A great way to stay committed and consistent with savings is to have specific savings goals that you are working towards. But what are those goals? So common goals are emergency funds, retirement costs, holiday costs, purchasing a home, planning a wedding, maybe education fees. So split your goals into short term, which are less than 5 years, and long term, more than 5 years. Short term could be savings such as holiday costs, your emergency fund, or for car maintenance. Long-term examples are retirement planning, buying a home, or education fees. The most important short-term savings you will have will be your emergency fund. So let's talk about that. So what is an emergency fund? It's an amount of money sitting in an interest-bearing but liquid bank account which you can use in the case of a financial emergency. Now, the definition of a financial emergency is determined by you, but common examples include loss of income, maybe through redundancy, unforeseen car maintenance, emergency home repairs, unexpected medical expenses, or essential or emergency travel. How do you calculate it? Well, first of all, add up your monthly expenses to get your monthly cost of living. You will have this information in your budget. Multiply this number by 3 and also by 6. So then you have a range on which to decide on. So how much should it be within that range? So the size of your emergency fund will depend on the following: your monthly fixed obligations, such as debt or rent, how many dependents rely on your salary, how stable is your income, and is there another salary in your household that contributes to the monthly expenses? Consider all of these aspects and decide on a number that feels right for you. At a minimum, I would recommend 3 months. It may also depend on how easily you can find a new source of income if your current income source ceases. So ask yourself, if your income suddenly drops to 0, how many months of living expenses would make you feel secure and give you enough time and freedom to pay your expenses until you feel you can realistically find a new source of income? So for example, if it costs $10,000 per month to live, and you expect it would take about 6 months to find a new source of income, then set aside $60,000 as your emergency fund. And what about sunk funds? Sunk funds are savings accounts set up for specific short-term expenses. For example, if you pay your rent quarterly, every 3 months you will need 3 months' rent set up to pay. Putting at least 1 month away every month means that when the 3-month period comes up, you have cash in your savings account and you won't have to take 3 months worth of rent from that month's income. This helps to prevent the living paycheck to paycheck cycle and spiraling credit card debt. Other sunk fund examples are savings for holidays or vacations, annual car insurance, payment for religious festivals such as Christmas or Eid, and these savings should be kept in a liquid but ideally interest-bearing account. Now bear in mind, sunk funds do not form part of your 20%. The difference is they are expenses to live your daily life in the present, not provide and protect your financial future. So let's talk long-term savings. You need to understand what you will need in the future and work backwards. The timeline and what you will need in the future are the 2 most important pieces of information. Example, if you plan to retire in 30 years and it will cost you an estimated $5,000 per month to live the life you want, then 30 years and 5,000 are your key numbers. Go online, search for a retirement calculator. There are hundreds of free websites you can use. Input this information and it will calculate how much you need to be saving per month now to reach that retirement goal. It's wise to invest for your retirement so that you can make sure your money is growing and beating inflation. So what should I do with my savings? Where should I keep the cash? Timelines again are important when answering this question. If you need the money within 2 to 5 years, save it in an interest-bearing bank account. If you need the money after 5 years, invest it. So what next? Follow the steps above and sit back and watch your savings grow. which leads us nicely to the next topic, net worth. So what is net worth? Isn't that for rich people? No, it's important for everyone to know their net worth. Net worth is a big picture snapshot of your financial health, similar to a balance sheet for a business. It's a helpful indicator of your financial stability. The higher the net worth, the more financially stable you are. Therefore, net worth, not income, is the true measurement of wealth. So how is net worth calculated? It is what you own, assets minus what you owe, liabilities. A net worth table shows you where your money has gone in the past, and so helps you decide where you want it to go in the future. It's included with this video a template of a net worth calculator. First, list out all the cash as savings accounts, current accounts, deposits, emergency funds. Next, list investments, pensions, resale value of property, jewellery, art or furniture you may own. Combined, these are your total assets. Next, list all of your liabilities, such as personal, student or car loans, mortgages, credit card balances. Do you owe taxes? If yes, the amount or estimated amount should be listed. It's important and motivating to keep track of your net worth. By tracking it, you are aware of your financial stability. And when you see that net asset number growing, it is motivating to keep going with your financial goals. You can see the impact of your hard work, and the more financially secure you will feel. Alternatively, if it's shrinking, by tracking it, you have the clarity and awareness so you can make decisions and changes to your financial situation to improve it. Ideally, you would review this calculation every month as part of your budgeting practice. I would advise you to review this at least once every quarter. But be aware it will fluctuate as market values of property and investments fluctuate over time. But remember, the less you spend and the more you save and invest, the larger and faster your net worth will grow. And in turn, your financial security, stability, sense of achievement will also grow. So in summary, saving money is important because it provides security, stress relief and freedom. There are unlimited reasons to save. Find one that resonates with you and focus on that to keep you motivated. Whether it's the sense of security provides, reaching those financial goals such as buying a home or planning for your dream retirement, you owe it to yourself to consciously prioritize savings. But don't forget to also live your life.